Kia ora, fine weather still with us across many parts of the North Island this afternoon. We'll find a few showers springing up, but really it's Wednesday that starts to see things taking a bit of a turn in terms of our weather. We start to lose the area of high pressure, which has been keeping things relatively settled over the last few days. And in its place, some more active weather starts to push up from the south, bringing some wetter weather back in towards those far southern areas. But you can see, for most of us, as we head through the rest of Tuesday afternoon, plenty of clear sky, a few showers here and there. Wednesday is that changing day though. We start to find that wet weather feeding in towards Fiordland. We have a heavy rain warning already in place for Fiordland. We're going to find over the next few days that rain continues to move northwards, and I think as we head through towards the long weekend, it's not looking like the best of the weather. Very different story to what we saw last weekend. But you can see as we head through the night time tonight, that wet weather has already reached in towards Fiordland and up in towards Westland. For the North Island, generally a dry night, a bit more cloud pushing across those western facing areas, but all in all, it's not a bad one. In terms of our temperatures, another really key talking point over the next few days, very, very warm. Again, that'll change as we head through towards the weekend, but our nighttime temperatures here, look at that, and the lowest around about 7 or 8 degrees Celsius, some spots 13 degrees Celsius there for Westport, for Hokitika even. It is going to be staying very warm throughout the night time, and as we go through the next few days, we're going to find some really high temperatures. Now for Wednesday, the high pressure is still close by, up towards those northern parts of New Zealand. These fronts feeding in towards the south though will bring much more unsettled weather, heavier rainfall feeding on towards those western areas, particularly in towards parts of Fiordland, Western, but with those northwesterly winds, some of that rain will be pushed across and towards the headwaters of, say, Otago and Canterbury as well. We'll find some patchy rain making its way even across in towards Dunedin. For the North Island, many of us will find it stays dry through the daytime with areas of cloud to watch out for. So really not a bad looking story through there. You can see we have got these areas of cloud sticking with us, and I think we are going to find that cloud breaking up for the daytime for Auckland. So a bit of a cloudier start, but fine and dry through the afternoon. Some nice breaks and that sunshine back with us. For Wellington, might catch an odd shower across those northern parts of the city, but most of the time I think it's a fine looking story, and any of those showers should clear off for the morning. And a great looking day around this eastern coast. If you're looking for dry, fine weather, plenty of that with us as we go through the daytime for parts of Hawke's Bay and Gisborne. And not a bad story through the Bay of Plenty as well. Remember those temperatures I was talking about? Well, here you are. Look at that for temperatures as we go through in towards this middle part of October, almost towards the end of October now. 23 degrees Celsius for Napier, 25 up in Gisborne, even down in Wellington, 17 degrees Celsius. So it is going to be a very warm day, and we're likely to find these temperatures across this eastern coast. You can add a degree or so as we head through the next few days, so staying very warm, even through and towards your extra long weekend for Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay anniversary on Friday, looking like they'll keep hold of those high temperatures there. Down on towards the South Island, we will start to find things being a little bit more unsettled. But for those eastern areas, for Canterbury up towards Marlborough, and I think for most of the Tasman district as well, most of the time it's fine and it's dry. It's this western coast and down the south that starts to find that cloud thickening up through the daytime, and also find the heavy rainfall feeding in. Now we have got that heavy rain warning for parts of Fiordland from as early as 9 AM on Wednesday. And we are going to find watches as well through Westland and the headwaters of Canterbury and Otago as we go through the nighttime Wednesday night into Thursday as this rain continues to move northwards. So I think for places like Dunedin, starts off dry, turns cloudier through the daytime, and some rain, patchy rain, arriving as we head into the evening. For Christchurch City itself though, generally a fine dry looking day, a bit of early cloud clearing away, fine, dry, sunny as we go through the afternoon. And check out the temperatures there as well, 26 degrees Celsius in Christchurch for you on Wednesday. By no means the hottest it's ever been in October, but getting up there, a pretty decent day in that sense. 26 as well as we head down towards Timaru, and I think even in Dunedin, 24 degrees Celsius. Now we have got some cooler air for the end of the weekend, but for the next few days we keep hold of those high temperatures. That will add a bit of extra snow melting towards the rivers as well. So as well as that heavy rainfall, some melting snow over the tops of the Alps. Do keep a close eye on the forecast. We may well find those watches upgraded to warnings over the next few days. Looking a little bit further ahead in towards Thursday, you can see that wet weather continues on its northward journey. Now, heaviest rainfall there being shown in those blue colours, those northwesterly winds pushing that rain across on towards the eastern side of the hills as well. Still with some stronger winds up through the Canterbury High Country. And you can see by the end of the day on Thursday, that wet weather up in towards parts of the Tasman district as well, in towards those far western areas. The North Island generally dry through most of the daytime on Thursday, but start to see that cloud thickening up. By Friday, we start to find that wet weather transferring on towards the North Island view. Again, still very warm around those eastern parts of the North Island. As we go through in towards Saturday, start to find an area of low pressure developing, pushing that wet weather back on towards the eastern side of the South Island. Some heavy rainfall through there. A pretty unsettled, wet looking story on the North Island on Saturday. And I think as we go through towards Sunday, some of that wet weather being pushed back on towards the South Island as well, along with those stronger winds. And I think we've still got the risk of, as that cold air comes back up from the south, that real switch in temperatures that could bring some snowfall about the higher parts of the Southern Alps as well. So it's a real change in our temperatures. We go from really very high as we go through Wednesday and Thursday, especially around these eastern parts of the country, to really quite cold days. We're looking at daytime temperatures around about 11 or 12 degrees Celsius by the time we head through towards, say, Sunday, around parts of the east coast. So a real change. Whatever you're up to this long weekend, keep an eye on the weather. Hopefully you'll find a spot to get out there and do some things, but with plenty of active weather around through the long weekend, it's a very different story to last weekend. As ever, you can find all the forecasts you need at metservice.com.